What do you feel are the best tactics for building up your client base and your route? And any tips for drawing boundaries of your service area?
Well, first of all, definitely, like Charles said, you need a website. You need a great website because that gives you presence in the area. And then and then you have to learn the algorithms behind the whole system, like the words that you use, the hashtags, laundry near you, things that, Google will start to tell you are good words to use to attract people to and end up in your work, in your website. And then, of course, reviews are one of the key things, and it takes time to get them. It just takes time, but you have to ask for them in certain ways. Everybody has their different ways of asking for reviews. And then you'll get customers that will send you reviews. And when they call, they'll say, I saw your reviews. I saw your reviews and then they want to speak to someone. So you also have to have, like, we have great logo, and we have like bags that we put the clothes in. So every time they go to anyone's house, if they're in front of their house, the logo faces the street, and people driving by says, "What's that bag? What's that bag?" And then you'll get customers from that. So that's basically how we do it. And also blogging. Blogging has a significant impact when you get like a customer, or you start to take over a different area. That's also good because then you can blog that you were in that area, and then that goes out. As far as areas go, it's how can I explain it? You'll all of a sudden somebody will pop up in an area and you'll be like, oh, we don't go there. Like we do go there. It's in our system that we go there, but we don't have a lot of people there. So, but what happens is that we bite the bullet, we go there, and we end up getting more and more people. Now, of course, if we never received any more customers from that area after a while, say a year, we would probably then take that off of our site because we're not viable there. But otherwise, we try to do it. We try to go to different areas. There are certain areas we won't go to, like where we are in Westchester County. We have like a town that's like a really big, like city, huge. And that would be too time consuming for us at this point to take over that whole area. So you have to limit yourself. And like Charles said before, when you start with a certain area and then you expand as you go, because you don't want to overstretch yourself to where you're running all over the place and not making any money because your area is too far apart for the amount of people that you have.
Thank you. Seychelle or Charles, anything additional on marketing? Janet
Um,
covered it. Oh.
I mean, the website is key, right? Because if you
Yeah.
don't have a good website or a good sign up process, no matter what you're doing, you're going to be basically wasting money because once somebody clicks on that ad, they're going to your website. So you have to have a really good website. And then from there, the big things are, Google, Facebook, and, you know, again, there's also that human element, like the physical stuff. Like, all right, do you have a delivery vehicle? Is it, branded nicely? So when your drivers are driving around, people can look and see, oh, what's the name of that service? What do they do? So they see the delivery vehicles driving around. Um, the laundry bag, same thing. You have a nice branded laundry bag. Um, and you know just making those personal connections with people. Everything is digital now, right? But that personal connection is still like a foundational part of networking and building your business. So don't forget the personal, side of it.
I,
And I
I
would just
definitely have to agree about the personal side of that. I definitely do with Charles because when people call and they say, "Oh," some people say, "I never even heard of like that you could get your laundry picked up," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." And then when you talk to them, they have to feel comfortable leaving their clothes for you to pick up. And when you speak to them and you explain the process, is that they get notified the day before, they get notice that the driver's en route. They get a notice that he picked it up. They get a notice that it's, going to be delivered, so where your laundry is every step of the way. That makes them feel more comfortable that they're not, because we are, like he said, a digital. So we don't like, okay, I'm giving you my laundry. I don't even know who you are. I mean, some people are comfortable with that, but some people are not. So you have to make them comfortable with the process.
Excuse me. I'll just add two things. And one thing that I think is very important, and I think Janet kind of connected on this, is when people pick up the phone and call, that means that they're ready to go. And so we need to make sure that our phone numbers are working phone numbers and that someone is going to answer the phone and speak to them. I take pride in the fact that we have a customer service team, and it's a real person. It's someone who speaks very clearly and you can understand them. And I think that wins a lot of people over. And then from a marketing perspective, you talked about being out in the community and networking. No one can sell and talk about your business the way that you can, right? And people purchase from people that they like, people that they can relate to. And so as long as you're out talking to people about what you do and how you do it, and you're relatable and personable, people buy into that, they lean into that, and they want to do business with you. And even if they are not ready to do business or can do business with you, they'll start saying, they'll start talking about your company to other people. So it's very important to, always when you're marketing yourself, because you never know who's around, you never know who's in a room. You could be in the room with the person that's going to bring you the next Amazon, right? And so you always have to be presenting very well. You always have to be operating in a place of excellence, even when you're not at work.